Let's get this together. And we got the audio right, Dewey. Audio right, Dewey. Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear me? What up, y'all? Stacy White, what's good? T. Carey Wright, how you feeling? So one of the answers should have been pay attention to what they do or say. Oh, you're right. You know what? Yeah, that is right. That is right. So which ones you pick? Which ones you pick? If you can hear me, like hopefully you can hear. According to my setups, you should be able to hear me instead of. But then you can still hear these, right? Yeah. Can't make them be thinking about you. But as simple as the concept that may sound, not everybody gets it the same way. Can't make them be thinking about you. So you mean that you wasn't even thinking about me? But you know what? You know what a lot of people say? You over here crying about this person or stressing over them, and they ain't thinking about you. How we know? How we know? Brown eyes. So what y'all think? When somebody tells you don't be stressing or thinking about somebody too hard that you may have gotten into an argument with or a fight with or a separation from, when they tell you don't worry about them because they ain't worried about you, do you think that's true? Do you? Do I? I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, cause I don't know. Sure. Yeah. But we gonna talk about it. Why? Because it's something to talk about. Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 1:30 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight. We take an introspective, bust it up all crazy. We take an extra, you know what? I'm gonna do this shit all over again. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 1:30 p.m. till around 3:30-ish. And the reason that we say 3:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the messed up my rotator cuff. So yeah. Then you just say Omar with the R. Today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we're talking about you can't make them be thinking of you. You can't make them be thinking of you. As simple as a concept that may be, it's not as easy for everybody or anybody that might be going through it. Now, this thing can manifest itself in a lot of different ways. For example, you and your boo, y'all had an argument. Y'all had an argument, and this might have been a rough one. It might not have been the one that broke the camel's back, the straw that broke the camel's back, and it might not be the thing that breaks you up or sends you on a divorce route or anything like that. But it was serious enough to whereas that disagreement probably shed light on some fundamental differences that the two of you might have had. And this may have been an ongoing thing that really needed to be addressed, but it kept getting swept under the rug, or maybe you just kept letting it go because for the greater good, for the good of the relationship, and because y'all got along pretty well overall, that you just said, you know what, I ain't going to, I'm gonna just let that go. But it might have been something that was getting under your skin for a long time. So you addressed it, y'all addressed it or whatever. And you found out that this person may not be as considerate of you and your feelings and your thoughts and all of that you may have really needed them to be. So maybe y'all had to give each other a little cooling period for a while, whether it was for a few hours, maybe for a day or week, whatever. You know what I mean? Few days, sometimes it takes that. Sometimes it takes that because things can come out in a heated discussion or an argument that you probably didn't really want to address, but had to be addressed. So you addressed it. Now what? Now y'all not really speaking or whatever. And you thinking of them like, I ain't really wanted to come down to that, but because I love my boo. I love my boo. I know that she really loves me too. I love my honey. It ain't about the money. I do anything for her. And even pull the gun. She is the one that makes me feel great. But some of that shit she do, I really hate. Like when she don't take my feelings into consideration, that shit be giving me mad frustration. And I be feeling like I gotta make a move because I'm a real man and I gotta show and prove. And I don't have no problem really providing, but I got these feelings, they all inside me. I feel somebody is taking me for granted. I think that I have to do something and I demand it because I gotta stand up for myself. Because if I don't do that, my emotional health is at stake, and I ain't trying to go out like a shake and bake, be put in the oven, heated up like loving, so I had to break away just for a couple of days, and this while I stay, and in my heart I was thinking of her. Is she thinking about me? Maybe not, but I think she should be, because we were supposed to be in love. Yo, I fit inside of the joint just like a hand and glove. And I ain't talking about the hand and glove like OJ, because that shit fits for real. You hear what O say, and you know where O stay, because I'm real as hell. I ain't trying to get down with that shit. This ain't show and tell. I'ma let you know that I'm putting my things right from the heart, and I've been doing that shit like from the start. So stop fronting on me, baby, because I gotta get with you again. This shit drive me crazy, and I don't even really want to feel like that. I wish I could just leave her alone and be like, that's that. And you might be wondering, do they even give a fuck, or are they pulling like a power stance move, to whereas they just waiting for me to break? And you might be ready to break. Like, you know what? The shit that she be doing, the way that she act, or he, if you're a woman, whatever, you know, I hate that shit. But I'm a better man with her than without her. So I'm about to pick up this phone. But at the same time, you wondering, why I have to be the only one that's feeling this way? Why do I have to be the only one that's feeling this way? And you might not be, but what evidence do you have that they are thinking of you, giving a shit about you? See, this is a communication issue. Hold on, y'all. This is a communication issue, for real. It's a communication issue, and it makes you wonder. Because when you're not speaking to a person, or you're not face to face with a person, when you're not really speaking to somebody, you don't really know what they are feeling. You don't really know what's going on in their head. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if they feel the way that you feel. You don't know if they miss you. You ever wonder if somebody miss you? Come on, man. You ever wonder if somebody miss you? I have. I wonder, like, you don't miss me? You don't miss me? How I'ma miss you and you ain't missing me? How? You know what I mean? I have to take it all the way back to Climax 1985, 40 years ago. I miss you. There's no other way to say it. And I can't deny it. That was my shit. And at 15 years old, I was feeling that shit. Like, yeah. I do miss her. Stephanie be playing games. She be playing games. Definitely, she thinks she got me on the hip. Because in 1985, that used to mean that somebody like had your nose open. They really had you like that. You know what I mean? They had you. Yo, she thinks she got me on her hip like a beeper. She thinks she got me uptight. I'm not uptight. I'm standing strong. I don't care if she don't want me. I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to call it a C, though. So you want me or not? Is we a is or is we a ain't? Can we do this thing or can't? Yeah. So, you understand what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? What up, Quentin Hutchins? How you feeling? Cheryl Halsey is all up in the house. And my girl, Carla. Yvonne. Wait a minute. Yvonne do Marco. Wait a minute. Yvonne. Let me see if I can read this shit this way. Yvonne Ito Marco? But what up? I don't know what those symbols were that you put up, but it's all good. Brown Eye said, hey, Unc. No, that don't sound right. Yes, it do. But you older than me. But that don't mean I can't be your uncle. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I can't be your uncle. You know what I'm saying? You know, there are plenty of aunties and uncles that are younger than they nieces and nephews. Your mom might have had babies late in their life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shit crazy. Yeah. Hey, it happens all the time. I know there's a chick on my timeline that just turned 42 today, and she had her baby this year. So I'm like, so you got a child that's in their 20s and you just had a baby. Your children ain't even in the same generation. So when her kids have kids, they're gonna be the let me see. Yeah. When her kids have kids, her young baby that she just had is gonna be their uncle, and he's gonna be younger than them. Yeah. Bust that, and it happens. It happens. It happens. So yeah, you can't make them be thinking of you. yo, man, plenty of people have spent many times, sometimes in the dark, under the covers. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing lighting, but you ever been that down over somebody? You know what I mean? You in the crib under the you might not have been in the bed under the covers, but you might have been under like a throw blanket. Yeah, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. Because I got visuals. You know what I'm saying? God come through with the visuals, son. You know what I mean? Hold on. Damn, I took the good throws over my mom crib. I got one. You under the throw blanket. You under the throw blanket. Ain't nothing lighting the way except for the phone. Hold on. Let me check my email, my Facebook notifications, Instagram. Oh, damn. Normally they be sending me shit on Instagram. They ain't send me no videos. Ain't send me no memes and nothing. All right. Maybe she busy. Man, this shit fucked up, man. This some bullshit. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit ain't right, son. This shit, it ain't right. It ain't right, I tell you. It ain't right. It ain't right, baby. It ain't right, baby. Brown Eye says, once someone meet me, they automatically be thinking about me. I'm unforgettable. It's probably because you stole something from them. Yeah, they never forget you. Where's my... fucking with you. Dimples D's, what's good? How you feeling? K-Cell, what up? It's Sean Forbes. What's white stains? What's white stains? What the fuck are you talking about? All right, ow. Johnny West, my dude. Carla says, no, not me. I leave that effect on them. We used to what? Well, oh, you said used to. Oh. Emily and wait a minute. That's probably I'm thinking that's an African name, so that would be Emily Piana. He says, sure. Or that's Fiana. Huh. Okay. Propulsio Sanchez, what's good? He said, what's up, son? Looking cool in that. That's what's up. That powder blue, I appreciate that. Stacy White. Stacy said, your third strike. Brown, I said, I stole their hearts. Yeah. You stole their heart, all right. But can't make somebody be thinking of you. I mean, when you listen, your feelings for somebody are your feelings for somebody. You can always try to hide them. You can always try to tuck them up under your whatever place that you can find that they might fit. But, you know, if you're thinking about somebody, and they have permeated your thoughts in some kind of way. So the thing is, some people can really get upset when they find out that somebody is not, or they find evidence that somebody is not stressing over them, not really caring about what's going on. I mean, you can never really know, but you might let your suspicions get the best of you, and you have decided that, damn, you don't even care, huh? And then you have people who try to make you care. Like, look, don't you miss when we used to? Don't you miss when we used to? You ain't had this in a while. I know that you think about me. Yo, we got a child together. So we supposed to be together forever, at least in a man's heart. You from the start. I believe you that you belong to me, and we gonna be like Mariah C. We belong, you belong, we belong. Okay, all right. Chill. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Nicole Ellis, what's going on, Ma? How you feeling? Oh, y'all all coming out the oh, we ain't have a show yesterday, so y'all all came out of the woodworks today. Okay. We're about to have the every other daily Go Get 'Emism show. The every other daily Go Get 'Emism show. My brother from another mother, Norris Hill, said back, relax, do your thing, max and chill. He says, if I'm completely cut off, phone number and social media blocked, along with not being acknowledged in passing, what they think and feel about me is no longer any of my business, and vice versa. What up, fam? I'm glad you put it that way, my dude, because what if you're cut off from all of those things? What if you're cut off from all of those things and you still feel some kind of way? Maybe, you know, because you might rationalize in your mind that, and I'm not talking about you personally, but you know, a person can rationalize in their mind, well, they might have cut me off, blocked me and all of that because their feelings are so strong for me. They feelings are so strong for me. They feelings are so strong. Feelings are so strong for me that they probably had to do all of those things to try to keep from thinking about me. And it could be because that's what you were thinking about doing to them or for them. Now, I don't know. I don't know if y'all have ever had any experience with this kind of things, but I've noticed that people play a lot of social media games and a lot of games with the phone in general. So, you know, I don't know if you've ever been in a relationship with somebody or tried to get it popping with somebody who might block your number every time y'all get into an argument or some things that are said or done that they don't like. You call them, that shit goes straight to voicemail. You call them and they go straight to voicemail. Your text messages are not being returned. So you might be, you know that they are blocked, but they might be the type of person that unblocks your shit as soon as they calm down. Now, to you, that might seem like a game that they play. Or to you, it might make sense because you might play them same kind of games. Like, yeah, when they call me, yeah, they gonna get blocked. But you have to be sure or confident that they gonna call you. And I think that knowing a person or knowing where y'all are in relationship with each other will probably let you know that they are thinking about you or whatever. But you might be playing that kind of head game with them, so they will acknowledge the fact that you are upset. So you block their number or they block your number, knowing that you're calling or knowing that they're trying to get in touch with you. So you gonna block me? And that might reveal whether you were thinking of them or not, because next thing you know, they showing up at the crib. Yo, Keisha. Yo, Keisha. Yo, Keisha. Yo, Keisha. I know you in the crib. I see the TV on. You don't never had a TV on when you not home. I know you better not have no nigga in there. You better not have. You know what? Why don't you stop playing? Answer the fucking door. Answer the door. Don't make me do something I don't want to do. I'm about to break this door down so I can see you. It's all gonna be done out of love and respect. I don't wanna have to choke your neck. Some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So, oh shit. Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right. Sure. Okay. All right. Man outside says, can I ask for a weird request? If you do it, I'll sub. Maybe buy a super chat. We ain't even fucking with that. All right. You know what I mean? So I gotta perform for a super chat or a subscription. We all right. All right. Tell you what, you make your decision based on something else. Love is love, though. Love is love, though. Stacey said, that's a very stupid thing. Wait, that's a very stupid thing I ever heard in my life. Give it a little bit more time. I can beat that. I can beat it. Johnny West says, crazy is kind of hot till they key your car. Crazy is kind of hot till they key your car. Nicole says, when they don't know what they want, it gets on my nerves. Ghosting is being petty. Just say how you feel, period. Narcissist. Too bad we have to let the hurt feelings subside when they do. Until you see Eric Benet performing live and he sings Sometimes I Cry. Okay. Nicole Ellis says, I'm calling the police, so stop knocking on my door. Can you go to jail just for knocking on somebody's door? And I imagine if they had a restraining order, but damn, just regular? Skip says, bro, where your neck? I got a neck, son. Oh, hold on. Hold on. All right. I got a habit of, look, I got a neck. I got plenty of neck. Look, neck. The young boys would probably say I had to say pause because I said neck. We don't say pause in Philly, though. Well, now they do. Look, I got a neck. You know what I'm saying? I just had it covered. That's a matter of fact. Look, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Think of my neck, son. You know what I mean? You came up my neck because of my neck. Nicole says, when the words don't match the action, game over. Do the words ever really match the actions consistently, though? I mean, I'm just asking because if they do, they do. Ronaldo Francelino. What up, Ronaldo Francelino? Thanks for coming through. And Carlos says, your facial expression is killing me, son. And you know what I mean? You know how we do. We do what we do. But I mean, it's real shit. Listen, in a perfect world, just because you don't want to be thinking about somebody, you wouldn't be thinking about somebody. But in the real world, just because somebody is not thinking of you and you don't think that they're thinking of you, or you know that they're not thinking of you, doesn't mean that you're not thinking of them. As a matter of fact, that might be making you think of them harder. Because you like, how the fuck can I be here crying, stressing, bitching, pissing, moaning, complaining, looking at old pictures, videos, and that person ain't thinking of me? So now you're thinking of them harder because being angry at a person is still thinking of them. Not thinking of a person at all is not thinking of a person at all. And it can get ugly. It can get ugly. Like when you see that person talking to somebody, or you might see them with somebody, out on a date with somebody, or on their way to doing something like that. Or you on some stalker crazy surveillance shit. So you done clone their phone. So you know what you see in their text messages and they calls. So you know that they trying to hook up with somebody. Now you really in a bad way. And you got ironclad evidence that they ain't thinking about you. But do you? Do you really have ironclad evidence that they not thinking about you? Because they can still be thinking about you. They just wasn't thinking about you on that phone. They might just be trying to forget about you the way you trying to forget about them. My man Jeff Sprayberry, what's good? How you feeling? But yeah, man, when you get into this emotional shit, it's not an easy thing. It's not. And I don't like when people say, that person ain't thinking about you. They don't care about you. I understand that they trying to help you, but you never know if somebody is thinking about you or not. You can have some clues, you can have some evidence, and you might be able to prove that they're not thinking about you in the way that you're thinking about them, but it doesn't mean that they're not thinking about you at all. But let's say they're not thinking about you and you are thinking about them. What you gonna do? Daniel Joyce, he said, where did my neck go? Ain't that the second one? Ain't that the second time? Yeah, look, I showed my neck before. Yo, this almost feel like I'm pulling down my drawers. Why am I showing my neck to niggas? Oh, Dracula ass nigga. What y'all do? What we doing here? What we doing? Somebody advise me. I feel like I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. I'm not showing no more niggas my neck. You don't think I got a neck? I fuck it. I mean, I'm zipping all the way up. Fuck that. Something weird. Yo, chill, Nikki, chill. Dibbles D says ghosting hurt like death for some people. Ghosting hurt like death for some people. Don't fear being alone. They fear being alone with their thoughts. Silence exposes what distraction covers up. You can miss a person and still be better off. The thing is, you got to be ready to be better off with somebody, and getting yourself in that condition can sometimes take a while. It could be a journey. Journey. Don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. Just an uptown girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Huh? Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere. Y'all want to sing this shit? What up, Kaylin Carter? What's good? Thanks for coming through. Carla said, yes, he does, Nicole's son. Beard tight. He cold with it. Y'all got to chill. You can, yo. But yeah, just because you think somebody is not thinking of you doesn't mean that you're going to stop thinking about them. The hardest thing to do in the world is to totally turn your emotions off. But can you think about how much? Well, let me ask y'all this. Would life really be easy if you could do that? If you could just turn your emotions off and on? Let me ask you something. And I want y'all to think about this one for real. Because we've all wished we could stop thinking about somebody that we fell in love with or fell for or got cheated by or some shit like that. I said cheated by, not cheated on. Cheated by, like somebody might have swindled you out of some money or they did something that was underhanded and you ain't appreciate it. But think about it. We've all wished that we could just turn our emotions off from somebody, or like we never met that person or whatever. And some people act like they can do it, but I think that you would be like a totally psychologically pathological person if you could actually do that. Like, that means that you could kill a person and not feel no kind of way about it. And I'm not sure that would be a good thing to do. When we start putting it that way, changes the dynamic of the whole conversation. But if we could flip a switch and turn all of our emotions off from a person, what situations would ever arise that would make us turn all of our emotions on? Think about that for a minute. We have all wished that we could turn all of our emotions off, all of our affections off, all of our feelings off, like flip the switch. All right, I'm good. I made that mistake, but it's not even a mistake no more because it's like it never happened. I'm good. I'm able to move on with the rest of my life just like I never met that person, or just like I was before I met that person. Because you know how we like to say, well, I made it this far without that person. Before I met you, I was doing this. Before I met you, I was on a list. Before I met you, I was making major moves. I was doing everything I could do, and I had to soothe my own things, my own feelings, doing things that was really type appealing to anybody who came around. I was down like a submarine. Yo, I was clean from my head to my feet. Yo, nobody could compete. I'm doing this thing, and that shit was sweet. Hold on a second. So, like I said, we've all wished that we could just turn our emotions off from a person. And we may have felt like we had all of our emotions invested in somebody, but did we? I mean, if you were really truly honest with yourself, have you ever been all in the way that you've told other people that you were all in? Like, I gave it my all. I did everything. You may have done a lot, but only you know how much more you had left in the tank. Because, I say this for this reason. I've heard women say, and I've heard women advise other women, don't give your boyfriend the husband treatment. So for a man to hear that, he's thinking like, so you mean don't treat me? You like, make sure that you hold out on me instead of giving me your all. So when I marry you, now you magically become another person and you start giving me all of the shit that I couldn't get with when I was just your boyfriend. So when I'm your boyfriend, and even though I'm treating you right and I'm treating you maybe better than some men treat their wives, you have to hold back. So what are you holding back on? What are you holding back on as a girlfriend? Like, I know it ain't nothing sexually. Like, oh, wait a minute. I'm telling you, I'm going to give you the super head treatment, but not until we get married. Right now, I'm just going to kiss the head. Maybe a couple. All right, tell you what. I'm going to make you put a ring on my finger tonight. Ooh. But that's it. After the marriage, I'm telling you, after white dress night, white dress, jump the broom, ring bearer, flower girl, what's that shit that they have on that shit that they throw and the men supposed to catch, and whatever, you know what I'm talking about. After that, then you get the wife treatment. Or is it like, I would cook for you, but that's what a wife does for her husband. That ain't what a girlfriend does for her man. You can't get no meals. I'll make you a sandwich. Tell you, I'm gonna hook you up a little turkey provolone. You know what I'm saying? Even a little, you know what I mean? Put some good
lettuce, some tomatoes, some onion up on that joint, and you're seasoning up a little adobo and a lot of seasoned salt and all that shit. That's a good sandwich. That's a good sandwich. But wait till you taste this fried chicken after we get married. You can't get no. I can't cook you no meal till you put a ring on the finger. Not until after not just put the ring on the finger, because that might just be a placeholder. But when you actually complete the process, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. So what would it take for you to turn your feelings all the way on to a person? Because I'm thinking that a woman who holds back from her boyfriend for some wifely duties or whatever, she know, like, if they break up before they ever get married, she knows for a fact that she held out. Now, does she know for a fact that because she held out, that might have been the thing that made them not get married? I'm sure that she's never going to confront those feelings and blame herself, but the fact will remain that she knows she could have done more. There are men that know that they could have done more also. You're like, just because you spent a lot of money and you showed up for some things, it doesn't mean that you gave everything. It meant that you gave what was required. You gave what was required. You knew how much more you could have done. Caller with the last numbers 1132. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. What's on your mind to this afternoon? My bad. What's good?
Hi.
Hi.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you.
Okay, I was trying to call about the topic.
Stop acting like, hold on. First of all, stop acting like this is the first time you talk. You ever called into the show. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Spit that fire. I ain't got all day. Move it.
I'm trying to, that song Keisha Cole made, Sent from Heaven?
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah, one of mine too. And I'm at that stage right now where God is telling me, like, slow down. You have to slow down because you have gave your all. You did what you needed to do. And it still didn't turn out the way it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very cautious now. Especially when I'm liking somebody, I'm very cautious. And I'm learning, I'm not taking my losses. My losses are turning into lessons. I'm very cautious because I ain't trying to look foolish and stupid out here. That's the worst feeling that you could ever do and get is looking foolish and stupid out here, especially when you're dealing with the heart, the money, the body, and all. And see, I ain't got to that place yet, but I know when to slow down.
Okay.
That's why I'm not bitter and I'm not angry.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting on him. I'm waiting on the Lord above. So I'm learning some things about myself. I'm learning. Sometimes God answers prayers for me that I want to walk through. So I want to know if I want to walk through them or I don't walk through. Mm-hmm. And He doesn't answer the prayer, and I don't even walk through. Door wide open.
Okay.
So I don't want that to be with my mate.
Okay. Have you ever wished that you could turn your feelings off for somebody?
I ain't got there yet, I don't think, no.
So wait, so you've never been there. So okay, so you're saying that anybody or wait, let me ask you this. Have you ever been in love before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you were in love with that person, did it work out the way the things work out the way you wanted them to work out?
No, actually, like I said, the person that I know, the person that I thought I was going to be with, he's with somebody else. He's with his wife. He got married on me. Well, after he didn't get married on me, I let him go because I wasn't going to be around where he was dating and trying to find what's what, and he wasn't ready. So when I left the picture, he ended up finding his wife. So
Okay, so were your feelings hurt when he married his wife while he was still dealing with you?
actually, yes and no. I had to look at a brighter side because one, it was a lot of people in our business, and like I said again, he didn't marry none of my enemies, and I had some enemies that's trying to stop me from getting to where I needed to be. So I was happy about that, and I kind of liked the girl that he was with, and I was proud of him. And he made it very very clear, you know. So when you don't lie and you try to cover up, what can you get mad at?
What did he make clear?
He made clear about how we were dating. I get mad at it sometimes because I did a lot. We did a lot together. We had fun together, and it's not no denying. I have receipts, so he can't deny nothing, you know. But I let him go, and I'm gonna allow God to handle that situation. I just don't want to repeat that situation.
So hold on, let me make sure I understand this. Because I asked you, did you regret the feelings that you had for this man? So you were in love with this man, right?
I wasn't in love. I loved him. I ain't gonna say I was in love.
But I asked you,
If I was in love with him, I'd still be right.
but the question I asked you was, were you in love with him? That's what I asked you, and you said yeah. Now which one is it?
Is the difference between love and being in love?
I asked you, were you in love?
I wasn't in love with him. I don't think. No.
Okay, let me ask this again then. Have you ever been in love before? Because that's the question that I asked you. Have you ever been in love before?
At the time when I was,
Huh? Hey,
what?
yes or no? Stop
I
playing.
just said it. At that time, yes. When I was with him at that time, it's been 8 years.
I asked you first, were you have you ever been in love before? You said yes, the guy who got married on me. Then you said, well, I wasn't in love with him. There's a difference between loving somebody and being in love. So I said, I asked you again, have you ever been?
Yeah, but look, after you done got your heart stepped on, beat on,
You going too far. You going too
and
far.
everything else, stuff changed.
Just because you get your feelings hurt doesn't mean that what happened before didn't happen. Have you ever been in love or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Did it work out? Did it work out the way that you wanted it to work out? Yes or no?
Yes.
It did work out the way you wanted it to work out.
Yeah, when he got what he wanted, you know, try to keep me still there. I ain't finna commit adultery or I ain't finna be nobody's mistress. No.
So that's the way you wanted it to work out?
I think that's the way he wanted it to work.
I didn't ask you about him. I didn't ask you that. I don't know him. I didn't ask you about him.
I'm not finna be nobody's mistress.
I asked you, did things work out the way that you wanted them to work out when you were in love?
Yes, because I'm in peace.
Because what?
I'm in peace right now. I don't have to worry about nobody cheating on me. I'm in peace. I ain't got to worry about nobody fighting nobody or girls getting in my business. They still getting in my business trying to find out who I'm with.
So when you were together with the man that you were in love with, was it peace that you were looking for, or was it love you were looking for?
I was looking for fun and a companion. I was looking to just have fun and companion, and I was dating.
All right, this is what I'm going to need. I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you to stop playing with me. I asked you, did things work out the way that you wanted them to work out when you were in love? And I'm talking about as far as you being in love with somebody. Did it work out the way that you wanted to work out?
Yeah, I had so much fun.
Okay. Okay.
We would write each other back. It wasn't no ghosting. I could write him right now and he'll write right back. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that what you want?
That's exactly what I wanted. It was always a two-end street. I didn't have to second guess it at all. And then if I did have to wait, I knew he was going to still write back. And probably will still write back to this day.
All right. So, all right. So what are we doing here? So if you called in, right?
Yeah.
And this is a show about you not being able to make somebody be thinking of you, like when you're not around or whatever. So what are your feelings on that? Like what's your purpose here? What are we doing?
Okay.
Wait a minute, hold on a
Say
second. Hold on a second.
You have a call from.
All right, caller with the last number is 4215. Hold on a second. Now finish what you were talking about. 1132.
Okay. How you could tell somebody thinking about you? What easy I could tell when somebody's thinking about me is or if I'm thinking about them when they don't show up where they need to be, and y'all are used to being around each other and connected to each other. That's how you can tell too.
Okay, now you realize I didn't ask you that though, right?
What are you trying to play with, mama?
I'm not. I'm just saying I didn't ask you that. That's the poll question, but that's not what I asked you. But I mean, I guess if that's what you want to talk about, you could do that. I just wanted to make sure that we
I can tell when somebody's thinking.
You can tell what?
And I always go on my visions and my dreams.
Well, your phone is breaking up, so I think I missed part of what you said.
When God gives me a vision, I always go with my vision and my dream. And I can always tell when somebody's thinking about me. And he'll give me revelation to that vision.
Okay. So, somebody thinking of you can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So,
yep. At least I know.
Okay. At least you know. All right. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that's satisfaction for you.
No, I mean, as long as I know what the dream is, because eventually God will reveal that too. When He reveals stuff to me, I just sometimes I'll reveal it, and sometimes I won't reveal it. He always reveals when somebody's fronting on me too.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Caller with the last number is 4215. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind this afternoon?
Hey, what up, Owen, everybody? Oh, man. Another caller. Question is burning me right now. Am I hearing that everything went the way you planned, even the marriage went as you planned? That sounds like you want to get rid of me eventually anyway. Yeah, it's like that sounds like some passive aggressive type of thing.
I'm not saying nothing.
And at the same time, I'm thinking, okay, just like there's the post I saw that life is a journey, keep walking. Like Bruce Lee said, be like water, let it flow. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. Yeah, I suppose that's one way to guard the feelings without necessarily turning the switch on and off. How that sound though?
Listen, man. Let me tell you something. I was serious when I asked if we could turn off our emotions for somebody all the way. What would make it? What would make us want to? What would make us convinced that we should turn them all the way on?
Being completely over the other person, cut and dry. I don't want to take that emotional baggage and insecurities and unnecessary vulnerabilities to the next person. That wouldn't be fair.
Okay, but okay, understand what I'm really saying.
But
For the next person, let's say you meet another person, right? What would make you turn your emotions all the way on or your feelings all the way on for them? Like, because you got your feelings hurt the last time or times, you might be hesitant to turn your emotions all the way on because it might be harder to turn them all the way off. You understand what I'm saying? So like, will we ever feel like it's safe for us to turn on our emotions full throttle for anybody? Or will we decide that maybe 85%, 90% is good enough?
I think it happens in degrees because it starts with with the crumb leaving of little secrets here and there. I'll share a secret with you. Now you share me. Share one. Yeah, here's one of my secrets. Now you be comfortable sharing me one of yours. Type of thing. Not necessarily just throwing everything out there because everybody wants to safeguard something about them, no matter what, and even subconsciously we do it.
And that's why I asked the question, because I'm thinking that because we've been able to make the decision to turn our emotions all the way on off for somebody, that's probably coming out of our hurt, our pain, you know what I mean? Our discomfort. So what would a person have to do to make us comfortable enough to turn them all the way on? You know what I mean? It's like, you know how like in the wintertime, if you live in an area that really gets cold in the wintertime and to the point where the temperature goes below freezing and your pipes, your water pipes could get compromised and frozen. So you leave the water running a little bit, you know what I mean? At least dripping a little bit.
Keep that drip.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because that's your little insurance policy to keep your pipes from freezing and making a much bigger problem. So in love and feelings, or even this don't even have to be all the way love. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
A feeling is a feeling. Anger is a feeling.
Right.
I mean, you could be so angry at somebody that it makes you uncomfortable, but you're still thinking about them. You know what I mean?
How about that?
And wondering if somebody understands how mad you are at them and not knowing is just as unsettling as being in love with somebody and not knowing if they have the same feelings for you, or having strong emotional, romantic, emotional feelings for somebody and not knowing if they feel the same way about you. It's the same shit. I know, because I've been there. I've been mad at somebody and didn't know if they really realized that that I was mad at them. Like, you don't even know you fucked up, do you? You don't even know that shit. You know what I mean? You might remind them, like, yo, since you're not acknowledging this shit, you know what I mean?
You're wrong for that. If you get animosity against somebody and you ain't told them why you got that against them, that's not a smart thing to do. How would you know they can get it right with you or not? They might not know.
They might not know, but you may be in a place with that person where they should know what irritates you or not. Now, I don't know. Wait a minute. Wait. Yeah, not necessarily in every situation. But if you've known a person, let's say this. Let's say you've told somebody what you don't like, but for whatever reason, they keep doing something that they know you don't like because they feel like you shouldn't be mad over this little thing that you don't like. So they keep doing it, not really realizing the impact that it has on your anger, on your emotions or whatever. So they don't know that first of all, it's discourteous to keep doing something to somebody that you know they don't like, especially when you have the option of not doing it. Now, it'd be different if they asked you to stop. Like, yo, I don't like it when you breathe hard and you got asthma or some shit like that, whereas you can't help it. That's different. But I'm talking about, like, it could be something simple like Nars, you ever lend somebody your car and they continually bring back your car with no gas in it? After you ask them, like, at least if you're gonna take my car, put a couple of dollars in the tank. I mean, at least bring it back on the same gate at the same gauge that you borrowed it with. It's not asking for too much. Or how about you put my seat back in the same position that it was when I drive? I got it set to that position. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is press the number 1 and it'll go right back to the position. But they continually forget to do it time after time after time after time. And they looking at it like it ain't no big deal. They don't really know that when you ask somebody time and time to be courteous and they don't do it, it makes you mad. They don't.
Well, no, one time is all it takes, bro.
But so you see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
And I really haven't given. There's some things that are just like one and done for me, and I can safely admit that I've had too many experiences where some people would be that just think stupid like that. I don't, usually I sort of pay attention to people's mannerisms before I trust them with anything of my personal. So there's a lot of, I've never really, I can't say that I've given somebody a shot and then they fucked it up and I gave them a second chance at it. No, I'm just saying, sorry, the first time wasn't enough for me.
Well, see, what this could be your child.
Oh, damn.
You understand what I'm saying?
Wait, come on, man. Let's stick to the
because she hold on because when we talk about somebody thinking of you, when we think about you can't make somebody be thinking of you, we're also saying that you can't make somebody be considerate when they're inconsiderate. You know what I mean? And some that throws some people off because that's not understandable to them. And sometimes it's not understandable. So you mean to tell me that you can't be fair?
Yeah, just like
you know what? Forget about being fair. How about you don't like to hear my mouth? So you can't at least do this little one thing so I can shut the fuck up? You can't do that? You know what I mean? If you're not looking for fairness, the least you could do is be looking for peace. So because on the flip side, let's say taking it back to the car example, they keep bringing your car back on zero, or they keep not putting your seat back. You know what I mean? Little irritating shit. It may sound petty, but that's your shit. You the one you the one bought this car. You the one making the payments on it and shit. And you the one putting the gas in it, and you are helping out another person by letting them hold your fucking car. And like I said, it could be your kids. So you know that you have tried to teach your children to be considerate, but somehow you fucked around and spoiled them, and now they're inconsiderate. And then you when you tell them something like, "Well, you know what? Tell you what, you're not holding my car no fucking more." Now you the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I bet you they thinking about you now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't have to worry now. Because every time now they got to call Uber. Now they got to jump on public transportation. Now they got to call one of their friends that they seem to be so courteous with. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So considerate of. So they use you or they shit on you, but the people who ain't doing nothing for them or giving them anything, they treat them like royalty. Why? Because they want to be in with them. They already in with you, so they taking you for granted. And that can happen. That can happen with your family. That can happen with your friends. That can happen in your love life. It happens. Yeah. But when we say you can't make them be thinking of you, communication is a big thing. But there are times when communication is strong, but the willingness to comply is weak.
Yeah.
So yeah, we talked about all of this shit, but guess what? It ain't doing nothing. It's like the meeting between Trump and Putin yesterday. Yeah, we met, but we ain't in shit. Ain't nothing come out of this for the country. Maybe we got something done for ourselves personally, but we ain't nothing come out of that, that we can speak of. We ain't even holding the press conference.
Yeah, on the business side, we good, but it's political. Yeah, no.
Yo, we ain't even holding the press conference. No questions. No questions. We jumping on the plane. We up out of here.
This is just proof positive. Yeah, we had a meeting for a while.
Shit, crazy. So yeah. So you know, when we say you can't make somebody be considerate of you, this is not really. It's not a small thing. You know what I mean? It's a major thing, and this thing can really get under your skin and have you feeling some kind of way. It can change your whole emotional equilibrium.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice word. That's a nice term right there. Emotional equilibrium.
Yeah, you know, like where you were trying to be nice to everybody. Now you auditing every relationship that you in. You know, personal, business, and romantic. Like, hold on. You know what I mean? We probably all been there. Like, you know what? I ain't fucking with nobody no more. You know what I'm saying? Going solo. I'm gonna grab my motherfucking guitar and make my own records. I'm gonna distribute my own shit. You know, I'm gonna produce my own records. You know, I'm gonna produce my own songs. You know? Fuck the band, fuck the label, fuck everybody.
You ain't know what I be, Otis.
Hey, at work, you know, we talking about you can't make somebody be thinking of you. If you ever quit a job because the job was acting funny with the money or the work conditions or whatever, let's say you left. You didn't get fired, you left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though you left for a better situation, a part of you might have wanted to stay at the job. You know what I mean? Like, had they acted right, had they played right, had they not been shitting on me, I would have stayed at the job. You know?
Right.
But they want to act funny with the money. They want to give me all this work. They want to hire other motherfuckers to be over me and have me train them. Nah, fuck all that. Okay, you left the job. Now, you know, if you know some people at the job, y'all still keep in touch. You wondering, what my replacement doing? Are they any good? Are they better than me? I know they ain't as good as me. Yo, that's that manager or that supervisor or the owner of the company or whatever. You know what I mean? I know they wish I was there, don't they? Don't they? Don't they? You know what I'm saying? You wondering if they thinking of you, and they might be. You know, you might have had a special touch on what you did or whatever. They just weren't willing to pay for it. But that don't stop you from wondering, like, yeah, I know y'all miss me now. You know, listen, I worked at the Pennsylvania Convention Center from 2019 to 2021. Like, and you know, that was right during the pandemic. You know what I mean? We made it through all of that shit. And after the pandemic, they was trying to pay me the same money that I was making, you know what I mean, when I first started. Now, during 2020, they said we couldn't get no raises because we couldn't have no events and all that. That made sense. But once we started having events again, we started having bookings and all of that. They wasn't trying to give them no money. And the working conditions was on some bullshit. You know what I mean? Management was all on some bullshit and all that. I was like, look, I started looking for another job. I found another job. I was like, look, y'all, this is what this job is willing to pay me. If y'all can match it, I'll stay. They thought I was fucking around. They figured, you know what I mean? They figured I was fucking around because the other manager of operations had quit because they didn't give him a bigger position. I wasn't worried about the bigger position. I was just like, just compensate me what I would have gotten, for my annual raise, you know what I mean, during the pandemic that I didn't get. So I'm owed two increases, and I'm, you know what I mean, you telling me I can't get none. So I said, listen. So they thought that because maybe I felt some kind of way that they offered the bull more money and he still left because he wanted that position. You know what I'm saying? So I guess they figured, oh, well, shit, if y'all was going to pay him, then y'all need to pay me too. So they thought I was only acting like I had another job. I said,
calling the bluff, huh?
Yeah. So I told him that it was, I was only asking for like $7 more grand a year or whatever. And they was like, they didn't offer me no extra money. They said, well, we still fucked up. Blah. Now, I know they offered the bull more money. They lied and said they didn't. You know what I mean? Or either that or he lied and told me that they did. I know they did. I know they did. You know what I mean? So, so anyway.
Crumbs compared to what he wanted, right?
Mm-hmm. So anyway.
Crumbs compared to, yeah.
No, I think what I was asking for, they either offered him or blah, 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 blah. Because I wasn't sure what number he, that they offered him or whatever. But he told me that they offered him more money or whatever. But anyway, make a long story short or a short story long. So, I took the other job offer and got on up out of there. And they was acting all surprised when I gave them my 2 weeks notice. I said, the fuck you talking about? I told y'all over a month ago that I was out. I know, but you know, this bitch almost straight up told me I thought you was fucking around, like. I said, well, I'm not. You still got 2 weeks to act like I went, like, you know what I mean? But they ain't come through.
Still didn't want to act right.
They ain't come through with the money. I quit. It took them a long ass time to find another manager.
For less.
I know they lowballed him. Ain't no way. They lowballed. You know what I mean? I know they lowballed him. But they couldn't keep nobody. They went through 2 managers in like a year. They couldn't keep him. So people calling me like, yo, they fucked up. Yo, the new bull just quit. He ain't even say bye. He just dipped on him. And I was like, look, I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, so I already knew. I ain't have to wonder. I knew. Even the union vice president was telling me like, that the bull, they just lost the bull. I was like, look, it is what it is. But even if if nobody told me, I would have been wondering. You know what I mean? I would have been wondering.
To the point of thinking about you.
I ain't going to front like I don't give a fuck because I got something better. No, I'm still wondering. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, because you can never really be sure if you made the right decision, at times like that, because things didn't totally work out for me either. Because I went through like the job I left it for, that didn't work out. I had to break out on them in like a couple of months. But I had another offer on the table that I had turned down for the one that I accepted. So in a couple of months, I called the one that I had turned down. I was like, I was like, not for nothing. Y'all still got that thing? They were like, hell yeah. I was like, ha ha. And this was all because this job was in Jersey and they wanted me to use my vehicle. They never told me I was going to have to use my vehicle, and they wasn't reimbursing for, no gas, no toll. No. I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. So the extra money I was getting was going to be lost through travel fees. Oh, man, eat the fuck out of here. So I was like, nah, that ain't.
Mileage and tolls, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't going to work. It was not going to work. So, things didn't totally work out for me at that time, but then they did when I got the second job, because I'm still there. But yeah, so you never know. Now I knew they didn't have enough pride to get on the phone and be like, yo, come back and holler at us. Yeah, we just want to talk. We just want to talk. But I knew I knew because I ain't take no days off and all of that shit. I got all my money when I left. You know what I mean? Vacation and all that. So reliability, they went from somebody that was consistently reliable to somebody who just dipped on them. Ain't even say, I ain't even say I quit or ain't say shit. They just ain't show up and block their number. Like, fuck out of here.
Let's go back to one of the comments, and I think it was Dimples said something along the lines of when you're in silence and you stuck by yourself with nothing but just your thoughts. Yeah, that's a whole lot to think about. Where we have to think about how things went down. Either how good or bad shit broke up, and you still can't help but think about it and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the things that the longer I kept myself distracted, the worse it got, really. Because like, okay, yeah, I'm cool, and then I happen to see a person again and be like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that pit in my stomach type shit going on. It's like, wow.
Facts.
But hey. But nonetheless, back to, and I said it too, as far as like being blocked and social media and phone and stuff. Even and it's like some good, like to a point, because if something's going to be done, let it be done. Because if it was sort of like a cutoff situation before, and this rekindling thing, and that's what sort of happened with me, where a second had a second go, and things didn't still pan out, but it's real worse because like, okay, here's some extra time and extra feelings and extra, intimate sharing as far as meeting of the minds and whatnot. And when you invest, that time invested is lost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to think, and here I am in my head thinking woulda, coulda, shoulda, but that is irrelevant now. Hey, today's a new day. Let's, okay, yeah, you're gonna hurt. Go ahead, because there ain't no way around it.
True. So
sometimes some people can eventually, I like to say, smack themselves or have somebody slap them, one of the two. Yeah, and that could be like an emotional switch right there. If I can't turn the switch off, somebody might come smack me to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think most people will stay in the same emotional position that they had been in. When things when things were heated. But everybody doesn't move at the same pace. Everybody don't get.
It's gotta happen in their own. Yeah, it's gonna happen in their way, in their own time.
Man, I know people who've been broken up with their exes for multiple years, and they still talking about that shit. I've known people that was with somebody else, even married to somebody else, and they still talking about somebody else. You know what I mean?
Oh, damn, that reminds me of one of them old yacht rock songs. I can't think of the song where he said, sometimes when I'm making love with her, I can still see your face. That's one of y'all. That's how much I feel. Remember that, yo? He said, every now and then, when I'm making love with her, I still see your face. What? Yeah, that kind of thing.
And somebody brought up ghosting. One thing that ghosting does, that shit leave that because you don't know what the fuck happened. You know what I mean? You don't. All you know is that person is alive. But you don't know if it's something that you did that turned them off. And of course, a protection mechanism. People going to say, I know it wasn't nothing I did or whatever. But you don't know. You don't know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because one thing that you have proof positive of is that there's something about you that didn't make them want to be with you or even reach out and tell you.
Yeah, if you think so little of me, it's like, damn, we've been fronting the whole dog online as far as like how cool we might have been, Sure. And that's sort of like a slap in the face.
It is, and that's something you gotta deal with. It's real human being, grown man and woman shit.
Yes.
That lack of communication or that cut off of communication, you don't know what the fuck. You know, shit, you can be running around like, damn, did I stink? Did I, you know what I mean? Was my skin fucked up? Or, you know, did I hurt him? Or you don't know.
Yeah.
Did the ex or the person that they really want come into their life and I meant so little to them that they just dropped me? You don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know,
well,
but whatever, whatever.
Unless you think so little of me after all that, okay, kick rock. It takes the sting out of it. It definitely does. If I were to come to that conclusion, you think so little of me after all that, okay, cool, kick rock. Just don't reach your hand out if I happen to walk past you while you're on the ground.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we could be angry, but we still thinking about them. We don't know if they think about us. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? They could.
Yeah.
They might, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Evidently they have enough self-control not to have to pick up that phone. We know that. You know what I mean?
However you feel about me is none of my business, and vice versa.
Well, like you might be able to do that. Everybody ain't gonna be able to do that.
You know what? After so long, at this stage, we're in our mid-50s now. Some things, you know, it seems to be easier to let go of certain things. Some things are hard to let go of, but it tends to be a little easier because we tend to recover a little quickly because we have more days behind us than we do in front of us. A lot of us do, you know.
You think being ghosted is easier as when you get older?
No, I'm saying as far as accepting them is gone.
Really?
As far as letting people walk, you know, I mean, yeah, if I'm hurt, I'm just gonna be hurt. But as far as like being ghosted with no explanation, okay, yeah, people gonna come and go, and yeah, of course, easier said than done. It's just a matter for me getting over the initial shock of feeling abandoned. You know.
Wow. You know what? Honestly, I think, and it's not a personal thing, but I think for middle-aged cats, I think getting ghosted hits them harder because they're not young and spry and feeling as handsome or as beautiful as they were. You know what I mean? It ain't they not jumping from relationship to relationship. Like they putting most of their eggs in that basket. Like, yo, ghosting? Like, huh?
Here's another reason why, and this is from my own personal experience, and I don't give a fuck to put out there. When you have a mortality check, not once but twice, and you realize who's there and who's not, yeah, it tends to be easy. I could have been dead and gone, and then, you know, they still doing what they doing, however they doing anyway.
You know what? I totally understand what you're saying. Now another person might have said that another person might have looked at it this way though. They might look at it like, yo, I almost passed and nobody even gave a fuck about it.
Except for close few family members that, you know, that we're, you know, yeah.
Some people don't have that, I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some people, that's true.
Some people might not have the alternatives or the resources that you have. They might not have that.
Well, you know what? However, you know, the circle is small per se, as far as like close people. So yeah, you know, if one out of those close five, you know, ghosts me, yeah, that's going to sting like hey. Of course, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. I got to do something with this.
I have to do this weekend. I'm just going to turn on one talk.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for sharing too.
All right. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you.
Right.
Bye bye.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that she'll be thinking about this when she hang up. Cause she ain't hang.
You funny.
Look, she ain't even hang up. That's the say. Wow. Marvina Bigby says, "How do you slide out without hurting them?" Well, you know what? I'll tell you like this, Marvina. If you really want to be if you really want to be apart from somebody, you can't worry about what they want. Because if you got into a relationship with somebody, you got into it for yourself. You can always say that, it doesn't have an impact on whether you are a giving person or selfless person or whatever. You got into a relationship to make yourself feel good, to have companionship, to live a full life, to share. That's what you got into it for. So it is a selfish act, but it's a totally understandable selfish act. So breaking up with somebody has to be the same thing. You can't leave and stay at the same time. I had to explain that to somebody recently. You cannot leave and stay at the same time. And I say that to mean that you can't protect somebody's feelings and hurt their feelings by leaving at the same time. I've seen people try to bend over backwards to try to do this shit. Like, I'ma still look out for you. I'ma still take care of the kids. I'ma still do this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. If that's your obligation. You know what I mean? Like, like a man can't just walk away from his wife and be like, yo, you stuck with the house, the bills, the car notes, the everything, and the kids. He can't do that. But he also can't be like, all right, tell you what, I'm divorcing you and I'm leaving you, but I'ma still come and cut the grass every other week or whatever, so the county don't get on you about. Nah, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't leave because you've been somewhere else. Man.
So,
you can't cry because y'all broke down, but you're crying anyway because y'all broke down. It's a family affair, man.
It's a family affair. This shit crazy. But people will try to do that. And that's ironclad proof that they're not really ready to go. And if you're not really ready to go, then stay. But don't be staying.
Eventually gonna be by yourself anyway.
Well, I'm saying don't be staying and leaving at the same time.
Yeah.
Whereas you were given
energy.
Yeah, well, whereas you were given at least 3/4 of yourself before, now you're gonna reduce it down to 20%, and you think nobody noticed.
Yeah.
Get your shit and go. Y'all can patch up things after things subside a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, go ahead and get your route on. You gotta go. Yeah. You can't be worried about their feelings of you staying and you leaving. You either in or you out. Like your mom used to tell you, or your grandmom back in the day. You ain't gonna be running in and out of here all day. You either outside or you inside. Don't be slamming the damn screen door.
Oh, and then getting smacked in the head for slapping the door. Yeah.
And Marvina says, I understand that we can't be friends. That's not necessarily true. Y'all can be friends. But you can't.
You have to let time pass on, Yeah, so I know I had a couple exes that we're cool today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just can't ask for that friendship immediately. Like,
no.
Like, listen, I'm going over here with this big booty, big titty joint, but we can still be friends. No, the fuck we can't.
How dare you talk?
Remember that movie Tootsie with Dustin Hoffman and Shelley
Winters.
Was it Winters?
Probably. I can't remember right offhand. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Hold on. Because I don't think it was Winters. It was
That was just a wild guess because it was the 70s.
Who starred in Tootsie?
Tootsie has a cast of more than 60 actors. Here are the first three: Dustin Hoffman,
Terry Garr,
Bill Murray.
Terry Garr.
Okay.
Terry Garr. It wasn't no Shelley. Yeah, I knew something didn't sound right. You know what I mean? Damn, she really good. She aged differently. But anyway, Terry Garr, like when Dustin Hoffman tried to break up with her, he was like, we can still be friends. And she said, She said, no, we can't. We can't be friends. She said, I don't put up with this shit from friends, only lovers. And she said that shit. I never forgot that. I was like, that was a hell of a line. Because although it was said to be like have comedic value, I was like, that shit is real. You'll put up with a lot of shit from somebody you in love with, but your friends, you ain't looking for that shit from no fuck you. And what kind of friendship is that? What kind of friendship is that?
You know, I was just reading Marvina Bixby's comment about men approaching her since she's been widowed, and and you know, she says she's not ready. Some people just aren't patient enough to wait. You know, I remember. Matter of fact, I had a friend like that where I thought we were gonna get close, but I think my lack of patience sort of jinxed the shit. Because, you know, I started feeling like I was getting comfortable and like, here I come close to the line, and all of a sudden, no. Yeah, sometimes we can jinx some shit, you know. Because some birds can't come back from.
Yeah. So, you know, you have to make a decision when you ready to be out. You have to make a decision. If you ready to go, then go. But don't be leading up to the going and shit, because that all that really proves is that your integrity is all fucked up because you've been acting like everything is good when you know it's not, and it's been showing that it's not all good, and you've been lying saying that it is. You know what I mean? And you may not
making a whole different thing out of it in my own head.
Because you may not have been totally sure if you wanted to be gone, because just because you want to leave somebody doesn't necessarily mean that you're comfortable with the decision or with the feelings that you had, with the decision that you're about to make, or the feelings that you had. You know what I mean? And it doesn't always mean that you are totally out of love with somebody, but you know that the way that you're feeling, you're more out of it than in it, and you owe it to yourself to make a move. But you might not be ready. Just because you know something doesn't mean that you're going to do it. You know how they always say, when you know better, when you know better, then you do better. Sometimes, yeah. It's mostly true. It sound good. I know. I've known a lot of shit that I didn't really do. You know what I mean? Like, I could have done better.
How many missed opportunities have we had?
Man, listen. You know what I mean? When people act like feelings don't matter, oh yeah, then how come it keep fucking up everything then? You know what I mean? Why that shit keep getting in the way? You know? Like, I'm trying to move over here. I'm trying to make this move over here, and it's not doing what I needed to do because you're not ready. You're not ready. But you got to be honest with yourself before you can be honest with anybody else about you, you know? Like, so, all right. So, but when you say you can't make them be thinking of you, you could drive yourself crazy if you don't watch out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because meanwhile, I'm the one going crazy thinking about them. Yeah.
Or you're so fucking narcissistic.
That's a good one.
That they gotta be thinking about me. Only reason I even left is so they would miss me. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not working out. This is not going. You know what I mean?
No.
This shit is fucked up.
Yeah.
So the can't make them be thinking of you shit. There are levels to this thing. There's levels to it. You know, on the bottom tiers, it might just be like you know, you playing games with somebody, trying to garner interest or whatever, trying to see what's there. On a higher tier, shit. I'm just saying. On a higher tier, you may have married somebody who was fucked up. It happens. You married somebody who was fucked up. You married somebody that should have never gotten past the fucking hotel stage. Motel, no hotel.
You didn't just well, instead of fundraising the bar, you just threw the bar down and just didn't. And
Listen, man.
You just let anything just walk over the line. No.
I'm just
and then
saying.
Thinking, damn, what the hell? Yeah. And then after the nut, what the? Oh, shit.
Look.
Out of here.
She might be. She might be.
Why did I do that?
She might be Hilton status, or what's that?
Or Motel 6.
No, your cousin house. Yo, can I get the crib
in the basement?
Yeah, can I get the crib for a couple of hours and whatever? Yeah, you know what I mean. Your cousin crib, you know. So, but
in the back room in the basement,
and many a nigga has wifed up a chick that should have stayed at his cousin crib. That got caught out there. Or
at that party.
Yeah. Maybe the physical part was Hilton status, but the personal value was your cousin house joint. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. And during those times, you gotta reevaluate your values, because you the dickhead. You wiped up your cousin's house status. That's what you,
because it was free.
it wasn't because it was free. It's because it was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
good and free.
instead of looking at the woman, you was looking at the pussy. Well, you got that. Yeah, I mean, but she might start weaponizing that and holding out on you. You know what I mean? She know that's the carrot that make the mule walk. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So, but one thing you don't have to worry about when you dealing with a seriously toxic person. You ain't got to worry about if they thinking about you. They are. Everything negative. They thinking about another way to take you under, another way to fuck you up, another way to take your shit, another way to use, abuse, and totally ruin your whole shit.
Yeah,
they ain't thinking about you all right.
See if I still fuck theirs up. Yeah.
Hey, some people have no limits on how low they will drag you down.
That crabs in the barrel thing is real.
Man, I've seen cats done so bad they couldn't even get a haircut. You know you depressed. You know what I mean? You ain't even keeping yourself up no more. But on the flip side, I've seen women who stopped, they stopped enhancing or looking out for their personal appearance. Because they that depression, that abuse, that shit, that what I'm looking cute for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why should I look cute to get into a fight every day? And that's whether it's a physical fight or just a fight to keep your wits or your sanity. Marvina Bigby said roadside inn. Nope, that still costs my cousin. She said my cousin did that. We just looked away. Hey, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, look, I don't be using no foreign examples and shit. Your cousin crib. Everybody got a cousin that got a crib that's available for use for, all kinds of side extracurricular activities. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Craig, can I get the crib? You know what I mean? Can I get the crib this weekend? Yeah, I don't need it the whole weekend. I just, you know what I'm saying? I can come in the garage door. I'm gonna tell her it's my crib though. You know what I mean? Said that kind of shit.
Yeah.
What up, TK? Right, morning, noon, and night. But yeah. Like I said, the shit goes deep. The shit really, really goes deep. When you think about, trying to make somebody be thinking of you, nah, that's not I mean, you also have to think about whether somebody can make you be thinking of them.
Now, back to the poll question: asking them directly, or knowing them well enough, or asking a neighbor. I just thought about that emotions song there. Ask somebody close to them, and I forgot the last one.
Wow, nobody picked ask somebody who was close to them. That's interesting. I don't think they understood that option though. Because just like I was talking about the job, you know what I mean? Just like I was talking about the job. See, when I ask a question, y'all gotta understand. Most of the times whenever I have a title of a show or whatever, I'm never really just talking about romantic situations. I'm normally talking about friendship, family, job, club, organization, whatever. Whatever your relationship status is with somebody, business, whatever, that's still a relationship. So I think if people would have understood that, or if I would have wrote it better, because that's probably the real problem, ask somebody who is close to them. Now, I know plenty of people who have asked, and this was even people who wasn't even close to somebody yet. Like, yo, do he or she ever talk about me? Did she ask you anything about me? You know what I mean? Like, break up with somebody, maybe things didn't work out and y'all broke up kind of fast or whatever. You're like, such and such told me that such and such told me that y'all used to mess around, or they didn't. You know what I mean? Like y'all have like a mutual person in common or whatever, and that you used to mess with that person or you used to go with them, and they didn't tell the person that you talking to that y'all used to go together. Like, wait, they ain't never tell you that we.
Like some surprise shit, yeah.
Hey, so you mean to tell me, like, if they didn't tell you that we used to mess around or we was together before, either y'all trying to get together and they don't want to muddy that water, or they really wasn't thinking about me. You know what I mean? Or if they did say, yeah, they said that y'all used to mess around, y'all used to go with each other. Like, okay, what else they say? Because ain't nobody leaving it at right there. You know what I mean? Because people ask, well, why y'all not together no more? What broke y'all up? That's always the question afterwards. If somebody volunteers some information about, y'all used to be together. Now, most people who volunteer that information tell you why they broke up anyway. Or they at least be like, yeah, well, it was a mutual understanding, but we still cool, or something like that. Or like, yeah, they nice and all of that, but I can't put up with that BS. I can't put up with that BS that he be doing. He need to grow up.
And they talking like that tells you that, yeah, you still thinking about it.
It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, it's a lot to this shit. It's a lot to this shit. So all right, let's go to the poll question though. Fuck it. All right, out of 34 votes, the poll question is, what's the best way to know if somebody is thinking of you? 44%, the biggest percentage, says ask them specific questions. Okay. 38% says know them really well. In other words, if you know them really well, whether they, are thinking about you or not. You might be able to tell by the things that they do, even the things that they say. You know what I mean? You ever been dealing with somebody and they know some shit that you have done or been involved with that you didn't tell them? So they had to. It might not be something bad, It might not be something bad. It might be like, yeah, well, you know what? Here, give your mom this big bottle of ibuprofen because I heard that she hurt her leg or some shit like this. You ain't tell her that. You know what I mean? But she know that shit.
Okay, that's some stalker type shit.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily, because if people know y'all together, a lot of times people volunteer information. Plenty of times.
Yeah.
Plenty of times. Even if they just stir in the pot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, well, he messing with the chick in accounts receivable.
Yeah, some hater shit.
I don't know if they together, but I know that I saw them at Green Eggs, on 2nd Street. And they don't work around, the job ain't around there. It was Saturday morning. Now, I ain't saying that they've been together since Friday night. But I know they
Hey, question. Is Green Eggs like a Waffle House type of thing?
Yes. Yes. It's a little spot called Green Eggs. Yeah, I mean. My fault for all of y'all. That's a local Philly thing. It's a little spot called Green Eggs. It's a little level above the Waffle House, but you know what I mean? It's a spot. It's a spot. All right. So the last option is follow them in some way. Now, following them doesn't necessarily mean physically following them.
Right.
But it could. But you can also
that's what social media is for.
You follow them on social media. Seeing what they post, seeing what's going on. You know what I mean? Now, many of y'all who have been in relationships, especially if y'all met them on social media or whatever, y'all be looking at what they post and, you know what I mean? Like, why are you putting our business out there? Like, ain't nobody talking about you. We ain't never go to Vegas. Well, but we ain't go to Vegas, but we did go. We did. we did go to Flagstaff, Arizona, and that's close. That's close to Nevada. So you. we went to Flagstaff, Nevada. So. Or who you go to Vegas with? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you slipped up with the wrong one.
Who you go to Vegas with? You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, there are more ways to follow somebody than just physically. But a lot of people do physically follow a person. Like they said they was going home. I'm just gonna make sure that they there. It's a security issue. Safety. Make sure they're home and that they don't have an intruder in the house with them. Holding them hostage for hours.
Yeah. Yeah, let's say that.
Holding them hostage for hours while sipping champagne and sexually assaulting them. You know what I mean? But the best way to know if somebody is thinking of you, I mean, I don't know if there's a best way. When you know a person and person knows you and y'all know each other very well, then you may come up with a lot of different answers for this question. But the fact that you are concerned about whether they are thinking of you or not is valid. And it's not something that separates you from a whole lot of people out there. It's probably the thing. It's probably the glue that bonds you to other people. There's nothing to be ashamed of, and I'm gonna be honest. There's nothing to be ashamed of, and having your heart broke. But on a personal level, of course, you're gonna feel hurt, pain, embarrassment, humiliation, and all of that shit. And nobody might not even know. You still feel it. You know what I mean? You still feel it.
I'm the one feeling. Yeah, I'm the one feeling everything inside this body.
Right, man. I've heard so many women.
But I'm up here thinking about songs again. That's sort of like the whole town's laughing.
Oh shit! Wow. Right? And it be really feeling that way, as if you the only one that this shit has happened to.
Find me a person
Yeah.
who it hasn't happened to. That's the thing. Find me a person, because once you get to the point where you put your relationship out there, you know what I mean? And that can be done in a lot of different ways. You could do it on social media. You could do it by just getting married. When you get married in front of people. Some people elope or do the like little, fuck around and get married because they went to Vegas or some shit like that, or a cruise. And that's all well and good. But the bottom line is, once you put yourself out there, you've done that because you've trusted that this was a good situation. And nobody wants to feel like they totally missed the boat on that decision. Like they thought it was good. They didn't. I mean, you got with a person that was a whole human being with thoughts and feelings like you. You didn't just play a lottery number.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there's really no reason to feel humiliation. But some people are abusive, or I don't want to say it's not necessarily abusive, but some people just like to see other people fail, particularly your enemies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And speaking of enemies, talking about, you can't make people be thinking of you. A lot of times people want their enemies to be suffering while they doing well, or want their enemies to be doing as bad as they are while they not doing well. You know what I mean? And some people think that their enemies are so obsessed with them that they following them, or are concerned with what they're doing, that they think that they just been waiting for me to fall. Like look at brother Umar, Mr. Ephod Tunde. He fucked up right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? The money missing.
He was just here in Columbus, man, about a couple months ago.
Shit, he should have been here. He should have been there a couple of days ago. He needs $70,000 right now. You know what I'm saying? He should have been there a couple of days ago. Hopefully he can fill up a stadium or some shit like. He can.
He didn't even fill up a tent here, bro.
Hey, Jordan didn't score 40 points every game,
man.
But
because all the time he was talking, I'm up there thinking, man, what about that school he was supposed to have built 5 years ago?
Well, if he don't get his shit together in about 2.5 weeks, you won't have to worry about that school. I feel bad about that. I feel bad about that.
Yeah,
but
that's and that's sort of that's some empty promise shit. I mean, I think everybody's guilty of of empty promises like that on different levels. Like that, some little things versus when people are actually investing in you, you just fuck the shit up.
I don't think that he consciously not wanted to open the school. I think not. His problem is he didn't realize what it would take. If you're not using any bank loans and you're concentrating on strictly black people to fund you, I'm black. Yeah. I'm black, and I know goddamn well that ain't gonna fly, dog. That ain't gonna fly. We will get some shit up and rolling, up and running, but we not gonna maintain shit, especially if it doesn't benefit us personally. That's just what it is. Don't nobody but I hate to say this, but black people don't believe in young black boys enough to just keep fueling money into a school that they black boys ain't even going to. Not going to happen, sir. So and running a school, especially the kind that he wanted to get up and running, that's a boarding school. You realize you have to have staff 24 hours a day. I don't know who the fuck thought that this was a sweet task like that. You know what I mean? $2 million ain't enough to get no school up and running. I don't know who thought it. I don't know who thought that it is. $2 million.
Yeah, I haven't heard any stats as far as like how LeBron's school is doing up there in Akron. Now that I think about it,
so
I haven't heard anything. Be it via social media well, of course not on the news because they don't get fucking out of that way. But but as far as like if somebody saying, oh well, the autonomous school is doing so good and blah 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 blah, I haven't heard any like success stories, quote unquote,
Yeah. The thing is, like, if it's a charter school or something like that,
yeah,
that's one thing. But a charter school is not going to be it's not going to be funded privately. So if it's a private school, that means that it's that you are charging to go to the school.
Yeah.
I don't know if people was listening to that. Like, if you're not going to be funded by the state or whatever, that means
unless you actually have a solid group that will be consistent investors.
Well, if he had that, then he would have had more than $2 million.
Yeah.
And he's trying to do everything himself. He can't do that. Now,
that's just it.
Well, see, I understand trying to follow your own vision, but a lot of people don't understand that Umar went to a boarding school himself, and that's what he's trying to model the school after. My brother went to school with Umar, so I'm like, I see what's going on. This is easy work. I'm like, don't nobody know his background? They don't know he went to Scotland School for Veterans Children, and he's directly mocking that. I mean, modeling that school after the school he went to. The difference is the school that he went to was ran by all white people.
How about that?
So he's trying to change that and have it run by all black people.
And
it sounds like a good idea. I just know my people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dr. King has a dream too.
Hey,
right?
Soon as that money ain't right, motherfuckers jumping shit. You know what I mean?
Man.
But I was just bringing up the whole Umar thing because it's easy to feel like your enemies are all talking about you and worrying about you. And for right now, their trajectory is on him. But that'll be short-lived. You know what I mean?
Of course.
It will. He got to do what he got to do to get back on track. He's not totally invalid. He just got some fucked up shit with him. That don't separate him from any other black leaders. What have they done? What did they do?
It's all learned. It's all in the learning.
Hey, we got a perseverance issue in our community.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing new. Yeah. Ain't nothing new. So he gonna have to get over what he got to get over with and prove his integrity. Get back right. But this time, if he gets it next time, you need to be more transparent, dog. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Let them know. If you're going to still be asking for money all the time, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, FDMG, FDMG, hit the Venmo, hit the Zelle, hit the
that'd be a dope comeback story. Because I'm thinking about another dope comeback story.
At this point, all he can do is come back, because right now shit is too fucked up for him to go forward, you know. But I will say this, at least he want to bring everybody from Africa, Asia, and everywhere else that he done toured to come protest against Delaware. No, motherfucker, get they money, the same money you've been asking from all the black Americans. Have them fund you. You only owe 70 grand. You can't come up with these investors can't come up with 70 grand.
Oh man. Yeah,
70 grand.
That's the wrong circle of people.
70 grand should get you up. Shit, it should be a prince or a king somewhere in Africa you've been touring.
Man.
Nobody in Ghana got 70 stacks? Shit. You better do some show. You better do some speaking engagements in Dubai. I know they got money. Stop playing.
Yeah. Yeah, he had money. Yeah, hopefully he has. He's been having conversations where he can get that off.
He'll work it out one way or another. That's what he's
Yeah,
supposed. That's what he's supposed to do.
that's as we all as we should in our own endeavors as far as
Yeah.
but make them be thinking about you though. Yeah. Huh.
All right, man. I'm gonna do these
Mm.
birthday shout outs and get on up out of here.
Oh
Listen.
shit, it's quarter to four.
Yes. But those, I appreciate you calling in as usual. It's always a pleasure, my brother. Always
It's been a grip. It's been a grip.
Without a doubt. You have a good one, man. Be safe.
All right. You too, my man.
All right.
All right. One.
That's my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Appreciate him so much. Appreciate him so much. Show him some love. Let's do these birthday shout outs and then we're going to get on up out of here so y'all can be thinking about me for the rest of the day. Because I know I made that happen. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious August 17th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Ebony Moore. LMSW CFTS. Now I know that LMSW licensed medical, not medical social worker, licensed something social worker. Okay, all right. Dana Cohen, Sonia Rivas, Candace Haynes, Disposition Yaya, Claudia Spillman, Joanne Sena, Cortez Riley, Sonia Acevedo, and last but not least, my man, Brooklyn's finest, Sham Jones. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all, and I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious August 17th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, listen, man, you can't make them be thinking about you. All you can do is try to not be thinking about them at times when you really don't want to be thinking about somebody. Yes, thinking about somebody who you think is not thinking about you can be the worst thing that you can think about, especially when it starts to get into that realm of irritability, toxicity, nastiness, uncomfortability. But just remember, just because somebody doesn't show evidence of you being on their mind does not necessarily mean that you're not on their mind. We may be just looking for the wrong places or looking for them to be thinking of us for the wrong reasons. If you want to be with somebody, then act like you want to be with them. If you don't want to be with them, don't act like you want to be with them. We know that sometimes people are good for us, even if they're not good for us in a holistic 360-degree way. Nonetheless, the good part that you do have, act like it's there. That's all I can really say about land. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night with another Daily Go Getimism Show, 2 a.m. in the morning, Monday going into Tuesday. So it's our Monday, but it'll be after 12 o'clock at 2 a.m. Tuesday morning. But don't worry about it. Just make sure you come there. It's always a good time. What up, my man, Oakland? Thanks for coming through. I want to thank all of y'all for coming through. My brother from another mother, Norris Hill, and also Stacy White. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate y'all to the fullest. And everybody who came up in the chat, I appreciate y'all. Everybody that's in the background, I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. I hope y'all enjoy listening to the show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it. Y'all be safe for the rest of the day, no exceptions. Peace.